This is another great episodes of a radical equation. And how does the question looks, and what can we do to solve this a very simple radical equation? First of all, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also follow our page Olusegun Mathematics Clinic. Also try to share this video to a place you believe they can gain one or two things. Your sharing is highly important to us. So in solving equations in this form, we have n factorial raised to power 3 plus n factorial is equal to 222. Recall the number is an element of real number. So what is the first thing to do in solving a question like this? So the first thing you have to do is let's try to represent the value of n by x. So let's say that n factorial is equal to x. So that will be your first step, because relating a factorial might bring a little bit confusion. So therefore, let's now write it out to have x raised to power 3 plus x is equal to 222. So in having a question like this, so this 222, it's highly important to discover something about it. And what are the things is, let's try to find the factors of 222. We have 222. 2 divided by 222. Yes, it's possible. We have 1, 1, 1. Also, what can goes in 1, 1, 1? Let's write 3. 3 in 9. 3 in 9, we have 3. Yes. So, it still remains 2. 3 in 21, it will give us 7. Yes, good. So if you are to see the factor of 222, it is 2 times 3 times 37. So what is the meaning of this? So we are still going to use, so we said the factors of 222 is equal to 2 times 3 times 37. So we are going to use this factor in factorizing the third degree equation. So now, in this our equation, which is x cubed plus x is equal to 222. So we now say x cubed plus x minus 222 is equal to 0. So in this plus s, let's try to rewrite plus x. According to the factors of this, 37 is part of factor of 222. And this, the plus s can be written as x cubed plus 37x minus 36x minus 222 is equal to 0. So now, what we now need to do is, let's try to rewrite this to have x cubed minus 36x plus 37x minus 222 is equal to 0. What I'm just trying to do is, by the time I divide this 37 with this 222, I will still get something like 6 because of the factor. So, and the 6 will relate to this 36. So that is why I'm trying to rearrange. You can factorize immediately with this, but in radical mathematics equation like this, you have to consider some things. So in a way to get your factor easily. So now, let's now bring out the value of x. Let's group it to have x cubed minus 36x, we group it, plus 37x minus 222, we also group it, is equal to 0. Now, so as we are grouping this, let's find what can go in both of sides. S is common here, remain x squared minus 36 plus 37 is common, remain x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now, you can turn this one to the difference of 2 squared, which you have x onto x squared minus 6 squared plus 37 onto x minus 6 is equal to 0. Let's still remind us about a squared minus b squared, which is equal to a minus b onto a plus b. So if you can still remember this, so let's try to write this to have x onto x minus 6 onto x plus 6, now plus 37 onto x minus 6 is equal to 0. So you're able to see that x minus 6 is common. X minus 6 is common. It will remain x plus 6, x bracket x plus 6 here plus 37 is equal to 0. So we now have x minus 6 bracket open onto x squared plus 6x plus 37 is equal to 0. Now, when you said two numbers multiply and it gave us 0, the meaning is that if this is a times b is equal to 0, what it means is that a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. So this is just the meaning of any number in quadratic equation. Or when you multiply the factor, it gives you 0. It means to you that a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. So therefore, we now have x minus 6 is equal to 0 or x squared plus 6x plus 37 is equal to 0. So mean that s is equal to 6 or x squared plus 6x plus 37 is equal to 0. So let's try to find the value of s here. This is a pure quadratic equation. X squared plus 6x plus 37 is equal to 0. So let's try to bring it out. A is equal to 1. B is equal to minus 6 plus 6, and C is equal to 37. And you know the value of S is minus B plus or minus square root of B squared minus 4AC over 2A. So therefore, x is equal to, so minus will be minus 6 plus or minus square root. So what is the b? 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 87 over 2 times 1. So now, we now have x is equal to minus 6 plus or minus square root of 36 minus. So 4 times 37 to give you 148 over 2. So therefore, our s is equal to minus 6 plus or minus square root of, let's subtract 36 minus 148, it gave us minus 112 over 2. So s is equal to minus 6 plus or minus to root. So 112, let's try to find the factors of 112, which is so let's try to make how does it meaningful. So 112 will now give us 16 times 7 times minus 1 over 2. So let's try to split it. We have x is equal to minus 6 plus or minus root 16 times root 7 times root minus 1. And recall that root minus 1 is equal to high. So if root minus y is equal to high over 2, so meaning that x is equal to minus 6 plus or minus 4 root 7i over 2. So since it now have y, meaning that all these equations is a complex number, is a complex. So therefore, you have to reject it. Must be rejected. So since it has to be rejected, and you know from our value, let me show you again. From our working here, you know s is equal to 6. Yes, since s is equal to 6, and since this value now give us a complex form, and the question says is the values of a real number, so it means that at this junction, meaning that x is equal to 6 is what we are going to consider. And if s is equal to 6 and s is equal to n factorial, so what is the meaning of n factorial? That is the first cases. For example, we have to consider if n factorial becomes 6. Let's start from 1 factorial. The formula for factorial here is this. Let me show you the formula for factorial. For example, our n factorial now, n factorial will be n onto n minus 1 onto n minus 2 factorial. What is the meaning? For example, I have 6 factorial. It will give us 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So if I have 5 factorial, it will give us 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So if I have 4 factorial, it will give us 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So this is the meaning of factorial. And a question now says that if our n factorial is equal to 6, so let's find the factorial that is equal to 6. From what you have able to have done, let's notice something, that 1 times 2 times 3. Let's try to underline here. We have this, we have this, we have. It means that 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, meaning that this 3, 2, 1, we can turn it as 3 factorial. We can turn this one as 3 factorial. We can turn this as 3 factorial. So now it means that 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. So therefore, in view of this, and our n factorial is 6. And what is 6? 3 factorial. So n factorial is equal to 3 factorial. So factorial will cancel factorial here, meaning that n is equal to 3. So for the value of n cubed from our question above, we said n factorial raised to power 3 plus n factorial, he said is equal to 2. So that is the answer for this. So let's try to cross-check the value. Maybe it should be equal to 2. You know, from our question, it said n factorial is equal to 6. So let's consider this. N factorial is equal to 6. So now give us 6 raised to the power 3 plus n factorial is equal to 6. So let's try to find the 6 raised to the power 3 is 6 times 6 times 6 to give us 216. Now plus 6. So the value here is 222. So this is the value of n, the n factorial cube and day. So thanks for watching. Just try to share this video and stay connected with us all time. You are all blessed for watching this video. Thank you.